it's superstar Dara O'Briain!
Great, how are you?
Very, very good.
No pressure.
Hilarious.
You can turn any storyline,
Anything at all, like could be, yeah.
Oh my gosh, Mock the Week is back.
It is, and actually this suits the fact that we think, because I 2 days ago I walked onto a rebuilt set of our old show.
Tell us about Mock the Week, how it began, the first ever one, or the pilot, how you got the team together, its highs, its lows, why did it disappear, and how come it's come back?
Okay, Grant. In a nutshell, about 2005, basically, Angus Deaton got bumped off Have I Got News For You. Loads of us were put in briefly, including me and Jimmy Carr, and they said, we should use them more for stuff, and we all then, that started an explosion of new shows. Dave came along and kind of, they needed more content as well, so that helped as well. We did a first season in 2005. Our last episode was on the day of the London bombs. They had to cancel that, and they did a compilation. So we were actually in the studio on the day of that, like whatever, and so they did a compilation. That started a tradition of doing compilations and everything, and then we came back, and then we just ran, and there are times we thought it would go, and then we sort of endured, and then became weirdly in that kind of like national trend. When they finally got cancelled, they realised, people actually really like this show, because all we were this weird lightning rod for people going, the show is too left-wing, the show is too offensive, the show is too this. People got really angry about it all the time, and then only when it got cancelled, people went, I really like that show. Have you got rid of that? That was a really nice show, like whatever. And so we've had 3 years.
What is that about?
It's so weird.
Why do they do that?
I will say the one that they gave us a victory lap, and I'll always thank the BBC for this, like whatever, because they cancelled it, but didn't just like go, well, you're off and you're gone. You can come back for 8 weeks.
I would love to talk to you more about the cancelling of it, but we haven't got time because you've got to go on Lorraine later. You've already been on TalkSport.
Lorraine will all be about the cancellation.
How was TalkSport?
TalkSport was great fun.
Okay, highlights of the TalkSport interview, please.
Are the bit where they basically killing time thinking ask me about Arsenal. It's like it's really like and you're here because, but no, seriously, can we go back to Arsenal?
They never know why anybody's on their shows if it's not to do with football. It's so fun. People come in here and they have bamboozled going, I've just been TalkSported, and I go, it's like being transported.
Yeah, but Andy McCoy is a legend.
Oh, of course he is. No, by the way, they do great business. Yeah. They just don't need to do the nonsense that we do.
I don't know. There was a lot of like, have we touched the debate? Great. Can we go back to what you really want to talk about, which is, how we're Arsenal going to do, which is that.
All right. So Mock the Week returns with a brand new season this Sunday, 1st of Feb, 9 p.m. on TLC is where you need to go.
Yeah. So
but it'll be on YouTube and everywhere.
No. Look, these days, in the 3 years since we left, it's clips, and I know that it's going to appear, and we're the most clippable show in the world.
Yeah. No, we're the most clippable show.
No,
we are.
I think you're fine. So it is. So it's all like staccato little bursts of stuff. So we're going to be. It's just
staccato. He comes in here with these fancy words.
I'm just saying, like whatever my operatic terms.
I thought that was a pasta. Sunday night, a great night for it.
The only thing is we do it. There's a danger because the news is so fast now.
Way.
Yeah, things change. That we'll be talking about Greenland, and people go, Greenland. I don't even remember what Greenland was, let alone what the story about it was. That because
when are you going to record?
We record at the start of the week because I'm on tour. We had to dovetail.
Oh my God, you are taking a chance. I thought you were going to say like Thursday, maybe Friday.
No, I think they're relaxed about it. I don't think they realise that you should
be called Mock the last week.
Hey, that's the danger. We'll have chats at TLC. That's the first time they've done this.
Yeah.
So they don't know just that.
Can't they make it so much easier for you, or can't you make it so much easier for you that you can do it more currently then?
Yeah, I would imagine they could, and imagine they'll relax into it a bit, like whatever.
Sunday night's a great night for it, though, isn't it? Because that's when all the big satire shows used to be on.
Yes.
Especially, of course, Spitting Image.
Spitting Image, 10 o'clock on
That
TV.
was the one, wasn't it? And we were all waiting for what were they going to say about this, what were they going to say about that.
Yeah.
And I've always said that the BBC, one of the things and the BBC gets so much right and gets so much, shillelagh from all sides for getting some things wrong, which they do because we all get things wrong because we've made mistakes, and the BBC's made of people, which people forget. That the one sort of open goal own goal, in fact, that they score every week is when Question Time goes up against Newsnight. I've never understood that because it's the same audience. And I think Question Time should be moved to 6 o'clock on Sunday night because you're all loading up with the Sunday papers. You're all getting re-opinioned, and then on Sunday night you're a bit, you fancy a bun fight. I think that'd be great.
Listen, I love the organisation, but they have a tendency, I felt in scheduling, that they didn't all speak to each other, because a few times when I was a few years ago where I was on both The Apprentice and Mock the Week, and then something like Three Men in a Boat, there was one situation where they accidentally did my 3 shows I was on the same night, and I had to ring scheduling
Unhelpful.
and go, could you? That's even I don't want to see.
I thought you were going to say there's a fourth.
Yeah. It's gonna have whatever. Would you like me to do? Would you like me to do the links between them, like whatever? We'll turn it into a theme night.
But Sunday night's good, man.
Sunday night is good. I mean, I think
done.
Tuesday. Look, it's been. I said a thing at the start, whether it makes the cut or not, where I said, look, if you love Mock the Week, this is exactly the same and you'll be really happy. And if you hated Mock the Week, it's exactly the the same and you'll be really happy.
Well, that's the point, isn't it? And people say they hate it, but they tune in every week, which is sort of what you want.
For some, we're hate watching. That's great because they'll go, oh, it's exactly the same. Yeah, it's exact. We just put people in a room and they pick.
And I bet, I mean, it's all water under the bridge now, isn't it? But you have missed out on some amazing moments, haven't you?
Yeah, I know. We watch this happening and go.
Jeez.
I mean, the gift we had at the last series was that the last series we did was Liz Truss's.
So you were there. No, she was like yesterday.
Yeah, and she came in on the first show of our last series and left on the last show of our last. We did the 6 weeks.
She
of her
didn't come in.
Oh, no. She was.
That would have been a
She
scoop.
was appointed. Let's say.
Right.
She was not. She's not a huge fan of the show, I'd imagine. But we were there. But it was like kind of like I'd seen it. I thought, I've seen it 5 Prime Ministers, and I got to see it a 6th.
Yeah.
And now, who knows? I'll see it a 7th. The next could be more of this.
And I don't want to sort of labour it because it's a question you get asked a lot. But how do you out funny what's going on sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, there is weird. I mean, the Trump was a big thing because everyone thought, he must be really good for you. He's awful. He's self-parodying.
Yeah.
And it's
he gets there first.
Yeah, he does. And also now it's much darker. It's like dark Trump. Like the last one was like
there
shambolic.
was a light Trump.
There was but it was a shambolic thing.
No, I know what you mean.
I know what you mean. And now it seems like he's surrounded by a lot of efficient people who take whatever he's saying and action it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, so this is all. So he's not the gift that you think he might be, but the stuff accelerates so fast.
Yeah. So I mean, top 3 hits from the first 17 years.
For the first 17 years.
Just generally.
There was my big head that ran as a joke for ages. There was a news story in Ireland
What
about
was my big head?
There was a news story in Ireland about how it was a bad news for Alzheimer's patients, that people with large heads were more likely to get Alzheimer's. And there was some study that just said people with large more Alzheimer's, but for some reason they illustrated with a photograph of me with Dara O'Briain colon, large head, like whatever. And there's no real like. I don't have a particularly large head.
You have a bald head.
Yeah, I do. I mean,
honestly,
I even know the measurements of my head because I buy hats.
You're a big guy.
I'm a big guy. Like, it's all to scale.
I think to scale, you probably have quite a small head.
And I introduced this to the panel who went at one stage. One of them said, "Oh my God, there's 3 other guys on the other side there." They went mad with it. They loved it. And so my big head ran for a long time.
Yeah, and that's all right because it was you.
It was me. Oh no, it's okay to be the author.
It wasn't Alan Brazil.
Yeah.
Did Alan feature at all at any point?
No, didn't. No.
Because you could have a massive head off.
Yeah. Well, we didn't really. Yeah. No.
Will the massive head be coming back?
Yeah. I know. Unless I get featured in a news story as an illustration of.
All right. Sorry, I interrupted you, Dara.
You haven't. No, it's gone. That was one of the like Megabus. Obviously, was a big thing. There was a series of lookalikes that I did, like a Megabus. I looked like a blobfish. None of it was complimentary, but like when you're the guy doing the buzzer and handing out the points, you're sort of there. When you're the headmaster, you're sort of there to get hit.
Yeah.
It's grand.
Bring it on.
Ed and I had a fit of the giggles over Colonel Abrams once. Do you remember Colonel Abrams?
Of course, do.
Yeah, and there was a run of puns about
Trapped.
about major. It was major carnage, General something else, and I said I'm Colonel Abrams, and only me and Ed knew who Colonel Abrams was. The younger comics, like whatever, and we had a 5-minute fit of the giggles on the show.
Yeah, because General Carnage sounds like a 90s band.
Oh yeah, but it was all these. It was like general puns, like whatever. It was all the various puns of army things, like whatever. And then I said I'm Colonel Abrams, and just he and I.
When it's so trapped, don't know what I'm going to do. Gonna go so trapped, so in love with you.
Oh, it's a great.
Yeah,
bring it. Phenomenal track.
On.
Oh, he's only hit, like God love him. Yeah.
By the way, while we're on music, signature track of the 90s. Signature track, not your favourite.
Grooves in the Heart by D-Light.
That says.
That to me is the 90s. That's dancing.
Okay,
that's
back to Mock the Week.
Yeah. What? How can that not be? What?
It's a great song.
Yeah,
but it's not the signature song of the 90s.
Yeah.
No, it's a brilliant song.
Yeah,
but it's not about your 90s. It's about
Lady Miss Keir on the stage, whatever.
By the way, great shoulderography there.
No, I do like that. But I mean, my favourite thing about it was there was a guy called DJ Tower Tower who was like the DJ. Hated performing so much that he put a cardboard cutout of himself behind a keyboard when they did live gigs.
Love it. That's strong. That's punchy. And what is he and that cardboard cutout doing today? That's what we want to know.
Gosh.
All right, number one from Mock of the Week.
Number one.
Well, ish.
I've gone
All-ish.
Oh, Jesus.
Who's the most prevalent personality? Do you
Who's the one? Ed did the most. No, Hugh Dennis did the most of them all. Did all but one. He's not in the first couple of these because he was working. Hugh was always working.
Because you're getting the band back together, aren't you?
Yeah, and it was like, "Hi, Hugh," and he was like, "No, I'm on something else," because Hugh never stopped. Hugh never stopped working. So Hugh's come back in week 3.
When we brought TFI back in 2015, I was no problem. Getting me was no problem. Getting Will, our producer, was a nightmare.
Oh wow, really?
We had to rent him through like another company. It was really strange. I think it was like CBS or someone. It's like, because it's very difficult. Because people say, don't they, all the time, why don't you do that again? Because it's not that easy.
Oh no, the amount of people say, why don't you get X back on?
Yeah.
That's not my. I don't know if you understand the power structure. I'm just the guy who presses the buzzer. I don't get to. I will it. You should return. Yeah. There's no. You got that.
And some people are in the mood, and some people aren't in the mood.
Do,
and some people think things. We had someone on who very, very famous a couple of weeks ago, and we're all desperate for this particular person's show to come back from way back when.
Yeah.
And this person, I'm saying they, so you don't have to spoil or a girl, a man or a woman. They had a completely different take on it to the rest of the world, and were worried about certain aspects of it. And we went, no, nobody thinks that.
Yeah.
And I said to this person after, I said, you got to do it again. He said, she, they. End of the story. End of the story.
It down to half the population. It's okay.
And no, it's not really. If you think about a great show that was once on, and look at our guest list from a couple of weeks ago, you'll know exactly.
Okay, fine, okay.
Anyway, Philip Glenister, bring it back.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
Also a quality 90s track, but late 90s, that one though. So
yeah. Monaco is a good one. You played that earlier on, didn't you, Steve?
Love it.
Yeah. What was that again?
What do you want from me?
Yeah. What do you want from me? Da 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 da.
The fact that you didn't know the guitar. No, I was never a guitar boy.
Bass.
Yeah. But still.
So it's coming back. Do you need to have a wobble about this? You need to worry about it, or is it just?
No. The people who like it will like it. The people who hate it will still hate it.
Right.
So I'm kind of. I'm not particularly looking forward to seeing that.
So form is temporary, class is permanent.
There's a touch of like we are what we are.
I like that, man.
Yeah. So we'll do what we do. Like and like, so if you've already made up your mind, there's nothing. You're not going to go, oh, it's now back as a musical. I never thought of it in that way. Like whatever. It's now back with an emotional undercurrent that shows the vulnerability of the panelists in a way that. No, it's us still doing gags like whatever.
Well, what I'd really like to know is the process. No, I wouldn't. Right, so to be honest, I would, but it's such a nerdy question. I want to know when they meet, when they have their first writers' meeting, how they send the ideas in, what the read-through's like, what the block-through's like, do they use tape on the floor? I want to know all that,
Yeah,
but I know that you over your cornflakes don't, but I do, and he's got to go to Lorraine. It's as simple as that. Last time you were on, we talked about the pyramids.
Yes, we did.
And I said, pyramids, and you went, it's all sorted. And I'm like, I went away from that thinking, no, it's not sorted. And this latest news about these vertical shafts and these these satellites and this imaging and
I've heard stuff about this. I'm not because, but it'll still be just people made them. I mean, it's
no, it is.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely people made them.
But I don't think they made them for some other like it's not like
no power source, none of that stuff.
No,
you're not having it.
No, it's stone. You get like has anyone built up like a paracetamol which is entirely based on stone? That apparently.
Did you say paracetamol?
No, I didn't. I said I don't know what I said. It sounds like paracetamol, but I accept I talk.
You're
very
the only person that talks quicker than me.
Yeah.
Which is, to be honest, sometimes that's the only reason we get you on. So I seem a bit slower.
So you can say, see how professional I am. See that this is what.
Yeah.
This is what
You think I'm bad? Even I thought Dara said paracetamol then.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think he did.
Yeah. I don't think there was any paracetamol in
the paracetamol.
Indeed.
Greatest joke in the world.
But it is one of the finest jokes. But there may be foundations, there may be stones that go down. But I don't think anything was like they weren't.
Vibration chambers, picking up the vibes of the universe, alternative power sources,
big stones,
more sustainable.
They're just big stones. Like there's no,
just big stones.
There's nothing. There's no electricity passing through them. There's no vibration. They're rocks. The last thing you do is vibrate. When you're in there, it's like, oh yeah, nothing here is vibrating. This is just solid.
Well, I'm glad now. I'm glad now because you're not thinking what I thought you were thinking. So you still think they're amazing.
Oh, they're
pretty
incredible.
much inexplicable.
Oh, it's right. But except that we've. It's more that you needed a culture that had the will to build them. Like as in, like that somebody went in on like we need to. I'm going to pay 20,000 of you to live in a village just over here and like carve 10 hours a day and then move the stones
and again
ship
and
them
again
over,
and
and
again.
over and over and over. And we're going to do them bigger and bigger and bigger until we hit a point where we went, this is ridiculous. They're not doing it. And
it's like when you do the Rubik's Cube for the 5th time, you're like, I'm
this is
done
madness. And we go, look, we've done this. This is stupid now. And then they stopped doing it because it was like, it's a massive waste of resources. And certainly in terms of the thing they wanted to do.
But there was no Netflix. There's no Mock the Week.
I suppose it's there, but they could still sit around and chat like whatever. It's a lovely part of the world, like they could sit, but the edges of the Nile and just natter.
Groove is in the heart. Where was that when you needed it?
But then they immediately stopped because they realised, look, we're building these things, but people are still breaking into them. So they went. So Plan B was, we'll find a valley way away from anywhere that no one can find, and we'll bury our kings there.
Right.
Because our new plan is to put them where no one can find them.
Because the latest thing is they're not burial chambers. There were people in them, but they're not burial chambers. And so the thing is, you got to please watch the imaging on.
I absolutely.
So this is a really clever guy. He's an Italian scientist, and he's invented this new satellite, and it's all proven to So the satellite's been tested. So what they've done is they've looked at mountains where they know there are hadron colliders, or particle colliders. It's all your stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Quantum physics. So there are particle colliders in there, and they've said, look, we've built one in there. We know there's one in there. People work in there.
And then they found the image of it.
And the image is perfect.
Okay, great.
Right? And so he's gone below the pyramids, and he's found these 1.2 millimeter shafts, 4 from each corner of the pyramid, and they're dead straight, and they're 3 meters squared each, and they go down to 80 square meter amplification chambers, and it's all there. And it's like, what is this? How did they do this stuff?
They dug, and they had 20,000 people digging.
Yeah, you think it's as simple as that?
I think you could, with that amount of people, an entire town of people doing it, you can move stone and you can lift stuff up. Like, I mean, the very fact that there's another part called Saqqara, just further down the Nile, in which you see the evolution of them. We started like this, and then we put one thing on top of that, and then we built a slightly more pyramid-looking one, and then we tried this, but it collapsed.
So like the Juicens version.
Essentially, you could see them evolving them up.
Like over there.
Yeah, it's got. We've seen the first few goes, and then we saw, and then you peaked in Giza.
It's funny though, because I was thinking about fast forwarding to, like, say, our secrets get lost, or we get lost, or we disappear, something happens, whatever, but enough of human something survives for us to happen again, which we presume is what happened in the first place.
Yeah.
Right. And then something has covered the earth for like 20 feet or 2,000 feet or whatever. Right. And somehow Mr. Italian scientist, or the equivalent of, or Mr. JCB, or combinations of both, does something, and they find what were football pitches, right, or sports arenas, and they go, and they have no idea, because sport isn't a thing in the future, right? Because there's the other question is, if anything that hadn't been invented, would it be invented? There's that one.
That's a very good
right?
question.
And so then you have these stadiums, and they go, well, these were clearly landing pads, because they would look like Because how easy can you confuse things?
You can.
And I'm thinking a lovely movie further forward would be like, well, what if what we're doing today, what is the future generation's equivalent of what we're doing today, and the mistakes they're making, they would make trying to guess what we do.
In 2,000 years' time, with some civilized, we all got wiped out, whatever, we begins again, whatever. They find this table, and they go, what was it? And then it was clearly a religious artifact. It's clearly very important. It
is now you're here.
Yeah, exactly. People laid their hands on it, and an energy went through them because they were there. And then they signed it.
Can you feel that, by the way?
I can't feel like whatever.
We think this is like a defibrillator. Not for you. I'm not saying that you need bringing back to life.
And by the way, if I do need a defibrillator, get me an actual defibrillator. Don't rely on the table. I mean, it would go viral, so well done. You'd achieve your aim there.
Star power, far better than medical science.
As far as you actually got the
show business saves lives.
Yeah. You have my full permission to post the clip.
Because there's the scientist was on the Joe Rogan show, right? It's a 2.5 hour episode. It's an amazing episode, and he talks about, or it's talked about on that show. What if, again, future generations? What if they found Disneyland, right? And they go, well, there's a castle, and then there's a transport system next to the castle, which is like a Big Dipper, but they wouldn't presume it was just for fun. Maybe they wouldn't know.
Why did they revere? Did they revere the mouse? What was magical about? I mean, why are there images everywhere of this mouse? Why did those cultures regard the mouse so importantly?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
Crazy.
So we get fragments of their stuff, and then run. I mean, there was a particular era of Egyptian art where they went very stylized, very whatever, and there was foreheads and everything, whatever, and it was just an artistic movement. You can see, I can see it in the context. But people would, aliens? They look at them, they're aliens, they're not real. And you go, no, I just think they had a style at the time for drawing people like that, whatever. Yeah, I think you go mad and extrapolate this.
I know, but let's go mad.
It's fun.
Life's mad anyway, isn't it?
I don't want to be the guy ruining people's parties, going, no, you can't have fun. Of course you can, but
because you got your supply teacher's jacket on, so you're here to ruin all our best theories.
Quite a nice cut.
It's a nice cut.
Thank you very, very much.
Stop looking at me up and down trying to come up with a joke. That's what he's trying to do now. He's got the Mock the Week scanner on me now.
And also, it is age appropriate.
Hey, there you go. He got there in the end. I gave him a bit of thinking time. You're welcome.
I was ready to go. It was honestly just ready to drop at any point.
Oh, dear me. It depends at what age you stopped emotionally evolving, obviously. I'm bang on here, mate. I am bang on. But it's good to go old early, isn't it?
Oh, stop.
Because then as you get later...
No. So many people on this thing going, my God, you look exactly the same. Yeah, because I went in the 20s, went bam, all gone. When I went to 50 immediately.
I'm gonna smash it when I'm 50.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. Dara, I've told you the story before about Vinnie Jones coming on last week and telling us the Madonna story.
Yeah.
Which just went gangbusters. If you were playing top trumps with his Madonna story, what would you throw into the mix?
I know I'm not great at celebrity stories generally. I only have the occasional interact with people who are hugely famous.
Okay, what about this? Can I cue you?
Go on.
Dara, tell us your Robbie Williams story.
My Robbie Williams story I was on Chatty Man with Alan Carr, right? And Robbie was performing the song about sweets, whatever that song was, one of the comeback songs recently, whatever. It's quite a nice song. But he's performing the song, and Alan goes, and it's Robbie Williams.
Was it Candy?
Yeah, Candy, that's the one. Yeah. And I made it for this side of the Atlantic. And he performed the song, whatever. And then Robbie looks over to me once he performed the song and goes, was that okay? And I went like that, and then went, oh wait, no, and turned around, and there's a floor manager going, no, it's grand. And so I got, no, Robbie, good job. And then I met him after to go, sorry about that. And he said, no, I was really worried that you liked the song. Robbie Williams, it's really important to me that Dara O'Briain likes my song.
Oh my gosh. It's funny though, isn't it? Because you just...
Well done, Robbie. Good job, Robbie. Well done.
He panicked you into an opinion.
Oh, I totally had to, yeah. And I was and in fact, it's actually quite a good song. But it was like, yay, well done.
Maybe, what if he was looking to you for approval and the floor manager got it wrong? What about that?
That would be, less he can't be going, God, I hope Dara. Imagine he left, he's in the car back going, I don't know, Robbie wears his heart in his sleeve.
He really
I know
does.
He does, but he can't have been going, oh, geez, the guy from Mock the Week didn't he did like that. That old man from Mock the Week.
Top of the Mocks.
Didn't seem to enjoy that.
So you are going to go on Lorraine now?
Yes, I am.
How does one prepare for a live Lorraine?
Oh, you just gotta bare your heart, whatever. You gotta be ready to go. No, Lorraine is a huge astronomy dork. So much like the Talk Sport thing, Lorraine will do. So you got the show out and you're on tour. Tick, tick, tick. Let's talk about stars.
Yeah.
So Lorraine will go that.
All right, mate. Well, it's great. I'm so glad Mock the Week's back. I'm so glad it's back.
Look, we're having a load of fun with it. It's ridiculous. There's as you're sort of enjoing the
pressure's off. Pressure's
but
off.
you're also enjoying the feel of this. I know this
Can you
table.
tell?
I know this table. This is a nice thing to do. I walked into the studio and I mocked it, going the start of Saving Private Ryan, back on Omaha Beach again, and here I am, and the memories. But it was just to be back there with the buzzer there and the whole thing there. Yeah, it's fun.
You're going on tour, I forgot.
Oh, I'm constantly.
He's always on tour.
Back at the Apollo at the end of the month. Show I'm 118 dates in. It's a killer show. It's really
That's more than
good.
Harry Styles.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That child has done nothing. He doesn't know what work is. It is. And in one line, it's a show about essentially contacting somebody and going, I'm your son. To someone who did not know that they had a child, of me contacting somebody and telling them that they're my father and them not knowing, and that's the story is of that happening.
Mic drop.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I tell that story. So I've contacted somebody and going, yeah.
And it's funny.
Oh, yeah. Of
Thank
course,
God
it's
for that. I thought it was
fantastic.
like, seriously.
Oh, no.
It was like a Charles Dickens thing.
It's not Davina McCall and people weeping and the whole thing, like whatever that, like whatever. It's very good fun. You know that show that they go and you walk in the room and like, oh.
David Baddiel.
Davina's great, but
David Baddiel, where is she?
Show, you know the show.
There she is.
Oh, and they've never met before and they walk in and they cry.
Yeah.
There's
Cry. That's on the script. And then the cry,
Yeah.
and cut to the
and
slow
the music and the violins going crazy and the surge of it all. But it's that I had to do that once. I had to contact somebody recently and say, I am your child.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Hook, line and sinker there.
Yeah.
So that's the tour. Recreation continues tonight.
It starts tonight, whatever they do.
Busy, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, well, we weren't expecting Mock to come back.
Jeez.
And then the Apollo. We're in the Apollo at the end of February, and that'll be the big finale.
All right, so tickets for everything, DaraO'Briain.com.
Yeah.
Because did you get that straight away, that domain name? Or did you have to buy it off?
There aren't a lot of Darbeans in the show who are fighting for those.
No, but some people just buy them anyway, don't they?
Yeah, they do, but no one had gone, I'll stop him. I don't have anyone who does that, like whatever. I'm not that. But yeah, no, we got all that.
Did you hear about the Facebook story?
No.
So Facebook were going to launch their IPO. They're going to go public. And they had a website, but it wasn't fb.com. And they said, before we go, and it delayed the IPO. They said, we've got to get fb.com. And they said, well, why? And said, it's so important. You don't understand. You've got to have the best website name you can. This is going to be $1 billion company, $1 trillion company is now. Yeah. And we've got to get fb.com. And it belonged to a Mr. Farmer Brown in America. And he said no, and they said $1 million, and he said no, and at $8 million he said yes, and he never needs to farm again. So well done, DaraO'Briain.com.
Yeah.
Great to see you, man.
A pleasure, an absolute delight.
All right,
at your desk.
An absolute delight. And here is Delight, and Alan Partridge lives. Ah!